Whoa, hey Caleb, it's just us today?
I guess it is. I mean, like,
In this audio medium?
in this audio medium. Yeah, it's just us today. Like, there's nothing special going on today, so I don't know why. Like,
That's not true.
Whoa. Is Cordell running at us at full speed from
That's
in the
not
woods?
true.
Oh
From
my
deep
god.
into the woods. What?
It's Halloween. It's Halloween.
Whoa, it's Halloween?
My god, it's Halloween?
It's Halloween.
Have you been in there all October?
Yeah. I have a timeshare in the forest with the Keebler elves. That's where I go for October, yeah.
I don't know. That sounds like a junk house.
It's a psychobilly freakout!
Hi everybody, welcome back to Halloween Junk House. It's a Halloween Junk House.
Halloween!
Welcome back to Halloween Junk House.
Yes!
It's a holiday today.
Yes!
As we record.
As you can tell,
Yes.
Cordell,
It'll be a random November day.
Yeah,
Yes.
by the time this comes out, you'll think Halloween. That was 3 days ago.
But
And
for
you'll
us,
cry.
it's today.
It's right now. It's right in the present.
It's today. The Keebler
looking in
elves
the present.
delivered their luggage this morning, so I've got to vacate the tree in the forest I've been living in.
Now, if I'm gonna be real with you two, my closest friends, I would say,
That's a lot of pressure.
or at
That's-
least the friends I talk to the most.
I can accept
okay, cool.
I'm not the biggest Halloween man.
What?
I'm more of a Christmas man, but I
Okay.
This is-
appreciate Halloween.
You just let me put you through the second Oktoberfest
Mhm.
on this podcast, and
We're
now
gonna do
you're
it again.
telling me? Now you're telling me?
Because I value our friendship, and
Oh.
this is something important to you, so I go with it.
Wait. Is that what you're supposed to do for friends?
I don't think there's any defined thing you're supposed to do for friends. That's just what I do.
Was I supposed to be valuing what they enjoy?
I think
Yeah.
if it doesn't go out of your way, yeah.
Oh, golly.
Like, I value our friendship. I'm still not gonna watch Skinamarink with you two. Like,
It wasn't worth watching.
Well, Cordell,
one
Cordell
opinion.
doesn't
One
want to
opinion,
watch.
yeah.
then
Yeah,
then let me give a better example. I value all our friendship. I ain't watching any of the Saw movies if y'all decide to do that next year.
I probably wouldn't do that either, to be honest.
I have no interest in those films.
God damn it! Now I have to come up with a fuck. I value our friendship. I'm not watching fucking fucking talk to me.
There we go.
Okay, there we go. Yeah, we did it. We got there.
I was also going to say, I value our friendship like these 3 movies we watched and didn't tell each other.
Yeah.
Like any good friendship, we kept secret.
We kept
and we're
secrets from each
gonna
other.
play games to make our friend guess the secret.
Now I have prepared hints
Oh.
I've prepared 3 hints. Each of them making it a little easier. But
So the way I was envisioning this going
mhm.
was that we were basically going to do a bad describing of the plot.
Mhm.
And then at the end of the whole episode, we can try and figure out each
So
one.
Yeah.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Because if we're doing any level of legitimate, like, this is what I actually thought about this film, that'll probably reveal what it is. So should we do like just normal chit chat and then like bad descriptions interspersed and then guess? Or should we do 3 bad descriptions, guess, and then talk about them?
Yes, I think the second
Yeah.
one.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we're not waiting till the end of the episode to reveal them. We're just going to do the bad descriptions. Okay.
Yeah. Guess, yeah. Get the guess. So
This is, hey, listeners, this is what friends do. They talk it out. They get on the same page.
They lie to each other.
And lie to
secrets,
each other. Yep.
And then they get on the same page.
Yes. And then after they're on the same page, they make plans to do it all again.
Wow, wow, wow. Exactly. So who wants to go first, I guess?
I guess I'll go. Yeah, I can go. I can go first. First of all, this is just because I told Sammy this yesterday. So to give both of you equal information, the movie I decided to watch for this, I would define as one of the horror classics.
Okay. Yeah.
A bad descriptor for this movie.
That's why I was saying I can go first because I have a good, idea.
I'm gonna write mine down.
Yeah. So, well, you got to listen to it too, so you can know, you can guess. But
hey, I can poorly multitask.
So I watched not a horror movie, but more of a fall movie. It's one of my favorite fall movies. It's interestingly enough, it's a heist movie. At like the beginning of the movie, the two characters get trapped, and one of them is like, we can't do this anymore. And the other one's like, okay, you're right. So the rest of the movie is after that fact. So they're living their lives, they're just doing the thing. And of course, the one that promised that they would never go back, to the heist, to the job. They got to do one more big heist. Every heist movie, one more big heist. But this one's actually a 3-parter because there's these 3 companies that each do specific things that they have to grab and yoink and take because that's the big heist. By the end of the movie, the enemies, the companies, they capture a part of the main hero. I think both of you already know. They capture a main part. There's this final battle from the sewer onto the street. It's an incredible movie.
Do we wait to guess or can we guess?
No, now you can guess because I'm done.
1, 2, 3. Fantastic Mr. Fox.
Yeah.
I love that movie.
10 out of 10. What a great Incredible movie. Film. What a great
fall
movie.
As fuck. I don't know the last time you saw it, but that is the most fall movie. Well, most of Wes Anderson's are just fall, but
he's a fall vibe boy.
He is a very fall. God. That's like Wes Anderson just, I don't know how he got fall so perfect, but it's like fall, but then also Grand Budapest Hotel is like spring. It's like neither of his are the extreme. You don't watch Wes Anderson in the summer. It is fall or spring, maybe winter if you live in the South and you don't actually get winter.
Yeah.
Here's what I'll say too about Wes Anderson. In my experience, which is admittedly limited, I haven't watched as much as I think y'all have. But I think what he really captures is not just fall, but the feeling of summer turning to fall.
Yes.
I think he perfectly captures the denouement from like the summer craziness into the fall coziness. Like somehow he's in the middle of that shift perfectly.
Yeah. Have you seen Asteroid City?
I have not.
I have not seen it yet. That is on my list to watch this fall.
You should. But that's a perfect example of summer going into fall.
Yeah.
You know what I think is not a Wes Anderson movie, but would have been better if it was directed by Wes Anderson? Jojo Rabbit.
Ooh. Interesting.
It has, but some of the scenes already have Wes Anderson vibes.
Yeah.
And I feel like it would have just been like a little bit more not palatable. I feel like it would have been a little bit more like artistically sound if it was Wes Anderson, because it did kind of feel like Taika Waititi being like, all right, I'm gonna make a very Taika Waititi movie.
Yeah, my challenge to that idea is that I think part of the intent was to have it be reminiscent of Wes Anderson, but a little more human.
Yeah, Wes's movies always feel like a stage play being filmed more than like reality.
Yeah,
quote.
like, and
I would agree with that.
his stylistic approach to character work makes everything feel a little stiff, a little wooden on purpose, because it's a fun, like, kind of hypnotic thing. But I think Jojo Rabbit is better because they feel like people while having the like style and gags of a Wes Anderson kind of thing.
So, have either of y'all ever seen, this is just a fun Wes Anderson fact. Have either of y'all ever seen a Wes Anderson script?
No.
A little bit.
Because he writes and directs everything he does.
He breaks a lot of the script writing rules because he writes and directs and can be that specific.
It is intimidating because it is every detail of the movie is mapped out and written out in the script, like beat for beat, exactly what will happen.
Which is just not what you do in a typical screenplay.
Not at all. No.
Yeah.
And yeah, because I took a film class one time and they showed us side by sides of like one of his earliest screenplays and then one of his later ones. And you can see the difference of when he was listening to how it was supposed to be done versus when he was doing it the way he wanted to do it because he had the money and the trust.
Yeah.
An apple tree stands alone at the top. Yeah, like it's just paragraphs. I'm looking at the Fantastic.
It is a novel. One. His screenplays are novels.
Yeah.
His screenplays kind of remind me of how plays are written, of how you do, like if you read a play, it is very detailed. And like I've told Olivia this before, and now she knows it's true, that I struggle to read books if it doesn't have pictures or is not a play. Those are the two types of things I can read. Other than that, it's hard to read. It's hard to read a whole book.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yep.
But Fantastic Mr. Fox, it's so good. It's so fun.
10 out of 10.
Caleb, do you want to go or me go?
I'll go because I feel okay. So I said this is like a horror classic. Chris Pratt's dad is in it, and
like real life dad.
You gotta figure that shit out on your own.
It's a bad description, Samantha. Don't ask questions.
So Chris Pratt's dad's in it. And at the beginning of the movie, there's some international conflict. Lot of fire and yeah.
I know it. I think I do, at least. I'm not gonna claim I know anything.
Can you badly describe a little bit more?
Yeah, so like it's just like everybody got real fucking scared after the international conflict, and like everybody was kind of like turning on each other, and like there was some BDSM kind of going on. Well, more just bondage than the rest of the DSM. But they probably would have benefited from the DSM-5 to check some of these symptoms people were having. It was weird. Like, I guess you can kind of say it's an alien flick, but I'm not really, I don't even know if I would go that far. Because it is more just kind of about like the paranoia that sets in once you can't trust people that you thought you could trust, you know?
Yeah.
Okay. Samantha, what's your guess?
The Thing.
International conflict, fire. Yep. Chris Pratt's dad is
Kurt.
Kurt Russell.
My boy Kurt.
Caleb, that was excellent. Also, The Thing is just If you haven't watched The Thing and you like horror, you should watch The Thing.
I wrote down a few things that my wife said, which Olivia and I had very different taste in movies. She said immediately, "Oh, fuck, that's Kurt Russell." And I was like, yeah. So that was funny. But she said, I don't know who these guys are that are shooting the dog, but they deserve whatever happens to them.
I mean,
well, just you wait, Olivia.
Just figure out what that dog was, and
yeah, if you spoke that foreign language, you'd know something was amiss.
Yeah. So, basically, I fucking love this movie.
It's flawless.
It's one of my favorite.
It's incredible.
I watched it back in like junior high for like when I first saw it, and it's one of those movies that like if I hadn't seen it back then, I probably wouldn't watch it now because of how much like grotesqueness there is.
Mm-hmm.
But because I know what I'm getting into, it's totally fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Arbiter is in it.
Yeah.
Keith David.
Yeah, Keith David.
He's a lot of stuff, but Halo.
We'll get some.
I get it.
Spoiler alert. We're about to bum fiddle a bit.
I miss bum fiddling with y'all.
For the end of The Thing, do you think Keith David, aka Childs, is the Thing at the end of the movie?
I haven't seen it in a long enough time.
So let me just the end scene, for those of you who don't know, to really fiddle this bum. The end scene of the movie.
Fingers up in there and kind of, you know.
I'm going a couple knuckles deep. So the end of the movie is Childs and it's McCready, right?
Childs and McCready.
But McCready just fought the Thing, blew it up, smoldering wreckage. There is no structure left. Everything's on fire. They're in the Antarctic. He's going to freeze to death. Childs shows up and sits with him, seemingly having survived.
Mm-hmm.
And McCready hands him a bottle. Childs takes a sip and then hands it back to McCready. And neither of them knows if they can trust each other. But it doesn't quite matter because it's all over and they're both going to die regardless. And it ends with them looking at each other. Just looking. And that's the end of the movie. And here's the important part to the theory I'm going to bring up. McCready doesn't drink after Childs.
Mm-hmm.
One of the theories is that it's not an actual beverage in the bottle. That it had some kind of like fuel, fluid, whatever, is one of the theories I saw that he could use as a test. Because if it is Childs, he's like, this is gross. Why would you give me that? If it's the Thing, then he drinks it unfazed. And so that theory says that Childs is the Thing. And also based on the fact that like, where else would he have gone? How else would he have survived?
Yeah, I also subscribe to the theory that Childs is the Thing. The Thing, what I kind of view as the evidence, though, is a little bit more like, it's a little bit more like you have to like rewind it and watch it a few times to get this level of detail.
Yeah.
But we know from earlier in the movie that the way the Thing attacks you is it rips through your clothes.
Yes.
Child's coat is different at the end of the movie than the coat that we last saw him in. Because we last saw him in a blue coat, and when he comes back in, it is like a tan, creamy white-ish
So
coat.
it got him and then put on a new coat to go get McCready.
Yeah.
Yeah. The beauty of it is that it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Because they're dead regardless.
Yeah.
But I do think Childs is probably the Thing.
Yeah. From hearing that, and I don't remember what I thought when I watched it, but I concur.
Yeah.
Also, John Carpenter is just a absolute king of horror.
Legend.
Just so sexy.
So good. So good.
So good. Cordell?
Okay. I condensed mine down to a very quick sentence, but I can't elaborate more.
Okay.
A man addicted to sleeping pills has to take care of a furry's failed business.
Quick sidebar. Okay. So Samantha, do you think you watched the Five Nights at Freddy's movie?
I think he's tricking us and he watched Willy's Wonderland. Whatever that movie with Nicolas Cage is.
Okay. That would possibly make sense. I haven't seen that movie. So
I haven't seen it either. But I think we take some more elaboration and we can confirm.
Okay. Yeah.
Hey, Cordell.
Yeah.
Hey, yeah, what's up?
Give us some more elaboration.
If you don't mind.
Would you? Okay. This movie came out within the last couple of years. It does
You jerk.
It does feature things that typically move and are in fact animal themed that are now moving in ways they are not meant to. And it does feature a male protagonist who has to take care of the location that they are meant to be in, but they have since started taking lives in said location.
Rise of the Planet of the Apes.
Dang it, got me.
Dang.
Would you like a little bit more?
No.
Because it really seems like you've got it narrowed down, and I intentionally gave you information that was not helpful to deciding that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Hey, another sidebar. Go away, Cordell. Go away.
Okay.
It's not said in the rules that we have to guess the same thing.
I love.
Good
So if
point.
you
I'll
guess,
do Willy's.
I'll do Five Nights. Okay, yeah. I was okay. Hey, Cordell.
Yeah.
That was a beautiful Halloween song. That was really that's so good. I almost think we should clip that the way we did my rendition of the Mos Eisley Cantina music and use it at the end of the show. But anyway, I would like to guess, based off the knowledge I have from waking up from a nap and accidentally watching a 2-hour video over the lore of this thing.
How does that happen?
Don't worry about it.
Autoplay.
We'll talk about it later.
You use autoplay?
Yeah.
That's upsetting for me.
Anyway, I'll talk about it after this. I'm gonna guess Five Nights at Freddy's.
I'm gonna guess Willy's Wonderland. We're doing both of them.
Oh, hey Cordell, quick sidebar. Hey, you two go. Okay, Cordell. So Cordell, they've found your game. They stymied you. Yeah, I didn't know that they could guess 2 separate movies that were the 2 that they were wondering about. What do we do here? I mean, do we kiss? I think we kiss at least. Okay. Mwah. That was a good kiss, Cordell. So we're gonna tell them who won? Yeah, that's smart. Okay, thanks for the sidebar. Goodbye, kiss. Mwah. Mwah. Okay, cool. Come back.
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah, that's great.
Were y'all kissing over here? That's crazy.
Were y'all kissing?
I'll never tell.
Who's right?
Caleb was right. I watched Five Nights at Freddy's.
Was it actually any good?
So
Markiplier's in it, right?
No.
If
he was, I didn't see him.
I think Matt Pat's in it.
Matt Pat is, because at one point he's a waiter in the restaurant and he goes, but that's just a theory. And then he leaves.
He says the thing.
They worked it in, like Captain America saying Avengers Assemble. They got it in there.
Good.
So if you look at it from the perspective of this movie is trying to relatively accurately adapt a children's horror video game to the screen, then I think it's probably good. And would probably be sufficiently spooky for children of the proper age group. But I think if you're looking for, is this a well-made movie that is good and scary, then no.
Also, I have to correct you. It's not just a video game. It's books. It's other medium.
A children's multimedia franchise.
I think it's literally just books in the video game, so.
They probably got a board game somewhere.
Probably.
So, in the games, in the lore, Caleb, you've just watched a 2-hour explain video after a couch nap.
I know way too much, yeah.
Are there ghosts?
Yeah.
Okay, then it is very accurate.
The ghosts are in the suits.
Yes, because the suits also contain the bodies of the chillins.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Essentially, yes, there is a element in the games that is called remnant that William Afton, who is the founder of the Five Nights, him along
Matthew
with
Lillard. Matthew crap!
Lillard,
that's a huge bum fiddle. Sorry, I didn't even think
okay.
about it.
I figured that'd be.
Everyone knew it was going to be him the moment he's in the movie.
Yeah.
So.
William Afton is the person that he is murdering people because he wants to be immortal, because he figured out that remnant has the potential to make you immortal, and remnant can be harnessed by killing people, and doesn't know, but thinks that children have a higher quantity because they have a higher remaining life in theory. So yeah, but he kind of figured this out in a weird way. This is getting into the deep lore.
Yeah,
and
I'm
it's kind of
fascinated by this.
It's honestly, the lore is deep and kind of wild.
Can the rest of this episode just be the lore of Freddy's?
I want to do this at least a little bit because I'm so fascinated. I want that link. I know how I'm going to spend my post lunchtime before work.
So, William Afton, he likes to dress up in the costumes to do it. Yeah. So he lures these 5 kids into the back room while dressed up as Golden Bonnie, I believe is the name of the costume he's wearing, and kills the 5
Springtrap.
Before it becomes Springtrap.
Is it a big bunny?
It is a big bunny, yeah.
Okay, it's like that.
And it's specifically like a yellowish bunny, not a.
It's like that in the movie, yeah.
Okay, so he lures them back, kills the 5 kids, and then he stuffs their bodies inside of the 5 costumes. The 5 costumes being Freddy, Chica, Foxy. I can't remember the 4th one, but it's a bunny.
Bonnie.
And then a wolf guy.
And then
Foxy.
Foxy's the wolf guy, and then Golden Freddy is the 5th one. So these 5 then, because they're haunted, start taking over stuff, and they start causing havoc.
The body and
they're only wanting to kill adults though, because they see that adults are the ones that hurt them, so they're taking revenge, killing adults. Years go by of them doing this. The events of Five Nights at Freddy's 1 happen. And then later, William Afton, because he's still alive, remember him, comes back and figures out there's a room that the robots don't know where it is and cannot get in there. So he hides in that room and slowly takes the robots in there and disassembles them down to their metal frames, because he's like, it's got to be in the metal frames. That's what makes them special. And he melts down all 5 of the robots' metal frames and then takes that metal and inserts it into another robot that he built, that he designed to look like his daughter. And then it starts going insane, and he's like, oh, it's because I melted down 5 souls, essentially, and tried to put 5 souls in one body.
Oh.
So then Freddy and his other robots are dead that quick?
Yeah, the OG ones are no longer around. Yes.
So is the first game the only game that is like, hi, you're a security guard at a pizzeria. Is every other game just increasingly elaborate monsters that chase you in a pizzeria?
No, because here's the other thing is it's not just one pizzeria that they opened with animatronics. They had multiple that they opened, and each time the animatronics technology got better and better. Until eventually they invented what is called the spring lock suit. And that is where Springtrap gets his name, because William Afton tried to hide inside the suit to scare some of the robots that were chasing him, because he was like, "You're 5 more kids that I killed in the past. You're going to be scared of what I killed you in." So he hops inside, and then the suit springs into place and kills him because he is too big for it, and the spring locks set. And
yeah, because it was like a suit combined with an animatronic. It was like animatronics that could be worn like a suit.
Yeah. So I looked this up because the movie had this featured. Basically, the spring locks hold the animatronics away so a torso can be in the suit.
Yeah.
But when they malfunction, they clamp shut and murder you in a way that only a video game monster villain could come up with.
Yeah.
So the movie was very, very faithful then to at least the beginning. In Five Nights at Freddy's, his goal is explicitly immortality and not like, hi, I'm a pervert who likes children.
Yeah, no, it's explicitly immortality.
Okay, the movie it's a hi, I'm a pervert who likes children.
Well.
Which was what I kind of assumed the whole time. I didn't know the video game was about a man chasing immortality via animatronics in a pizzeria chain.
I didn't know about the immortality either, to be honest with you.
Okay. Anyway, so the movie, I think the biggest problem with it is that because it has to like have plot, there is minimal action and scary. Gotcha. And I think part of that is due to the fact that like it wants, because with the 5 Freddy animatronics, the 5 monsters, robots, things, they are children who aren't trying to be evil.
Yeah.
And because of that, they do minimal evil things.
Yes.
Fair.
And so because of that, there are like a couple scenes of them being malicious. And that's like kind of it. So I went in expecting a lot more like straightforward horror, and it was a lot not that.
Mm-hmm.
So part of it might be unmet expectations. Like, I guess if you know Five Nights at Freddy's, it's better. But like, I really thought, based on everyone's talk of the franchise, that it would be a scarier game, like scarier movie.
Yeah,
it's fair.
I mean, yeah, I think it might be. I'll probably watch Five Nights at Freddy's. To be honest,
it's on Peacock.
Me too.
Oh, it's on Peacock.
Yeah, that's.
Okay.
I was okay. Full disclosure, I was gonna watch No One Can Save You on Hulu.
Oh, okay.
Which is a new like alien home invasion movie. It looks freaking dope. I've heard really good things about it. Stephen King said it was awesome. I love that man. Okay. But Hulu and HBO have been kind of awful to me lately. They will show older things on their platform, but any new movies or shows, newer things that are put on there, have a really hard time actually playing. They'll be like, whoops, we're having trouble with this one. Maybe restart or something, and nothing I've tried has fixed it.
Yay.
So I didn't get to watch that.
And I don't know if we would have even been able to guess that. So
exactly. So it's probably better I watched FNAF.
But you did watch it at home? That's the clarification?
Yes, at home.
Okay. Nick watched it in the theater. Was like, I enjoyed it, kind of, but kids were screaming the entire movie. So I was about to ask about your theater experience. But
no, I have an unspoken rule that I didn't even realize I had until this moment. If it is a popular children's franchise, I will not go see it in a movie theater. Unless it's a time I can reasonably guarantee Chillins will not be there to see it. I have no problems with like having a good time whilst watching something, but my first viewing, I want to actually experience whatever I'm watching.
Yeah.
I have seen some horror stories on TikTok of people that are like our age that grew up, around the time Five Nights at Freddy's was coming out. So they were playing the game as it came out. That they were like, oh, I'd love to go see that movie. And then they go in and there are screaming children and just, it's a bad time. And I just want to say, I don't know if there are any parents that listen to this show. Probably not. But if you are, teach your children how to behave in a movie theater for the love of God.
And a grocery store.
And a grocery
store. Be a good parent, idiot.
Yeah. Like, children aren't bad. It's just you don't learn any respect. It's just like, oh.
Like, it is in the nature of a child to push boundaries and test rules and to cry and scream. Like, they are learning how to be a human being. I'm never upset with them having strong emotions or feelings.
Yeah, for sure.
But there hits an age where you should have helped them learn how to be better about that than they are.
Yeah.
Which I'm not gonna say there's a strong correlation between children who are into Five Nights at Freddy's and iPad parents, but I'm pretty sure there's a very strong correlation.
Well,
that diagram's almost a circle.
Yeah.
I don't know if you remember this, but one of the original pulls behind why so many kids played Five Nights at Freddy's and still is that it is an iPad game. You can play it on an iPad. You can play it on an iPhone. And so I definitely think, and it's free on the iPhone.
Yeah, it is. It is the kind of game that if my child were below 13, I would not want them playing it, I don't think, to be honest. Like, I think there's enough gore and scariness that I probably wouldn't want my kid, especially like kids under 10 who are really into Five Nights at Freddy's, like, that's like when your friend's like, yeah, my dad showed me The Exorcist when I was 3 and I'm okay. Like, I don't believe you.
Yeah, that's wow.
You're not.
Oh, now I understand the way you are.
Yes. Anyone that I know that is like really big into Five Nights and has been since they were a child, it puts a few puzzle pieces together.
My brother likes Five Nights, but him and his girlfriend just watch Markiplier play it all the time. So I think they just really like Markiplier.
Like most people who think they like horror video games just like Markiplier, and that's the beauty of that man. Emily is so scared so easily, but she knows the plot of a lot of horror games because she likes watching Markiplier play them.
He's great.
Yeah.
I like watching him play them. I'll watch him with her sometimes.
Hello, everybody. My name is Markiplier, and I'm Five Nights at Freddy's.
And see, that's the thing I know about myself is I have not really watched much Markiplier. I might like him. I don't know. But I watch a lot of Game Grumps, and I like it when the Game Grumps play spooky things.
I love the Game Grumps.
Like lately, they've been playing a game which seems to be inspired by Five Nights at Freddy's at the very least, called Poppy's Playtime.
Oh, yes.
And I've been watching them play that, and boy howdy, would I hate that game? Hell yeah. Do I love watching Danny and Aaron yell and freak out as they get chased, and Aaron constantly being horny on Maine because one of the monsters calls themselves mommy all the time, and so and talks about stepping on them. So
they did that on purpose.
They had to. They did. What they
were doing.
Mommy and stepping on people does not happen on accident.
You don't accidentally make it horny, like not like that.
Huggy person. What is that one?
Yeah, Huggy is a monster. It's like in the first chapter, you get chased by Huggy, and in the second one, you get chased by what's it called?
By Mommy Step on Me.
Yeah, it is essentially Mommy Step on Me, but I'm trying to find the actual name of the thing. It's in chapter 2, and the monster...
Mommy Longlegs?
Mommy Longlegs.
Oh, that's why she steps on you, because
Let
she
me
has long
look
legs.
let me look up a picture of Mommy Longlegs and save it to my phone.
Favorite to my spank bank. Oh, she's not that hot.
Oh man, she's not hot.
She's like Mr. Fantastic. She's Mommy Fantastic.
Okay, I can kind of maybe see it. If I'm like down bad enough, I could get it. These are normal things for a person to say.
These are normal. It's fine.
I don't know why, but this conversation reminds me of what's it called? A Norm Macdonald joke from back in the day when Penthouse did a brief stint talking about politics in one section. So it was on SNL when he was doing the weekend update for them. And the joke essentially was, Penthouse released their pictures from the UN today. And we got a little early thing. And some of the early descriptors have been that they are crisp, clear, and, quote, surprisingly easy to masturbate to.
Norm.
Rest in peace, Norm. Legend.
Man. Legend.
Surprisingly easy to masturbate.
The surprisingly is so important for that joke.
That is masterful.
Oh, fuck.
Oh my God.
That's funny. I think it is hilarious when things are like intentionally designed to be sexy, but not intentionally designed to be sexy.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like when you look at a character design, it's not sexy, but you know the furries are into it.
Carmelita Fox.
Yeah.
From Sly Cooper.
Yeah. Like there's that clear space of like, you meant for furries to be into this.
I need to say this.
Say it. Say it with your chest.
This past weekend, Olivia and I went to a Renaissance fair. It was fun as hell. There were no less than 5 people walking around in full fursuits, and I did my best to keep calm. I was like, this is so funny. Like, I don't know why. And I'm not like kink shaming or anything like that. I think live your life. It's so cool. Oh,
it could be.
It's lifestyle.
Sometimes
I'm not
most of the time it's not a kink.
I'm not going to shame.
This feels important to the furry community that you clarify.
I'll rephrase it then. I'm not trying to shame the lifestyle. I'm not trying to shame the thing that makes people happy. I'm not going to try to shame that. But it's so rare that I see a person just full fursuited out in public that it's like a little treat to me. I'm like, hell yeah,
it's fun.
You get that. You do that thing.
And at a Ren fair, that's incredible.
Yeah, and like it 3 of them were just in the fursuit and like the some clothes over that, I guess.
Okay.
Or maybe the fursuits have clothes already. I don't know how that works.
It depends on the suit.
That makes sense. But 2 of them were like full fursuit and then full Ren Fair costume over the fursuit.
Too powerful.
And like too powerful.
Also, let me retract my previous statement. Carmelita Fox was designed to be sexy, and she is. So
let's be real. Every character from Sly Cooper
sexy
was designed to be at least a little sexy.
Just a little bit sexy.
Listen. A little sexy as a treat?
As a treat?
Good.
As a treat?
Now, the bigger treat would be seeing a person in a Carmelita Fox fursuit in Ren Fair garb at the Ren Fair.
Yes.
Man. So
True.
Samantha, tell us how close did we come to being mobbed by the furry crowd by calling it a kink?
That is just pretty close, probably. I feel like that is such a overplayed thing nowadays.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
like most people understand that it is not a kink. And
Yeah.
I know, Caleb, I know you do. I'm not saying you don't understand that.
Yeah.
I'm saying
Well,
the general
think
public as well.
it is just and this is just not me trying to excuse it, but like when I first heard of furries, and then for like several years, it was just put in the context of kink.
Yeah.
And it wasn't until like the last, like, honestly, last 2 or 3 years where people were like, at first it was like, oh, but some people it's not a kink, it's a lifestyle. And then I'm realizing now in the past year or so that like, oh no, it's most people it's not a kink.
Yeah.
Like 90% almost. That it's just like, no.
Yeah. I feel like everybody, like, even 3 years ago, was exactly that. It was like, oh, it's 90% a kink and then 10% not a kink. There's only 10% of people that do it. But I think it's flipped around when people are like, no, we're just normal people that like to dress up like this, not sexually. And they're like, oh, okay. So whoop, there is that 10% that is still probably has a kink for it.
The problem for my perception was I learned about furries less through social interaction and more through accidentally finding pictures on Google image search.
Yeah.
And when everything you see connected to it is sexual explicitly, it's easy to see why someone might come to the conclusion that it's a kink.
Yes. I'm the only 3 of us that have lived with a furry. So
Yeah.
it makes sense that I know a little bit more about it, you know?
Yeah. I'm intentionally ignorant of furry culture. The less I know, I think the better. My sanity is fragile enough. And I think it's too hot in that suit and I would lose my brain.
Dude.
I am not powerful enough to do that. So I will not learn about this.
Dude. We also just have to do a quick takedown real quick. I've saw on TikTok recently that like on all levels except physical, I am a wolf.
I'm a wolf.
Apparently that entire documentary was shitting on furries. And all of those scenes were like forced on that person to make furries look bad. So quick, fuck that documentary.
It sounds a lot like, in a not the same way, but similar, kind of like Hillbilly Elegy, where it's like the whole point is to completely misrepresent a population.
Yeah. But it's a meme now, so.
Yeah. You know what? I will say, this brought up a strange memory, and I don't know if it's relevant at all, but here we go.
It's Halloween, everything is relevant.
Ooh! So, it is amazing to me what is completely like, you look at it sideways a little bit and then move on for so much of history until it becomes a problem and becomes relevant. Like people dressing up like animals. Okay, whatever. And then there's a point where they decide it's a bad thing.
Yeah.
Or like I remember as a kid watching a documentary, like my mom was just folding laundry and I was in the room and it was a documentary of a trans person going through like gender affirming surgery.
Mm-hmm.
And the documentary was just like, hey, look at this neat person. Let's find out what they're all about. And it was like I'm a kid and I'm like, huh, this is odd. And I did not think much of it. And here we are like 15, 16 years later, and it's a big, huge, crazy deal, you know?
Yeah.
Or like Twin Peaks. Dave Duchovny plays a transvestite in Twin Peaks and no one cared. No one batted an eye.
Yeah.
But if that would have happened like this year, people would lose their minds. And it's funny how much they didn't care until it became a talking point to care about.
Yeah. For real.
Well, and that's what I heard a really good kind of analogy the other day because like my dad is kind of a Republican shitbag, and so I heard him once.
That's a good album.
I love. I was gonna say band, but that's album is better.
But he was
I
like,
think album. It's a Green Day album.
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely. But I just remember him saying like, it seems like out of nowhere overnight, everyone's trans, blah, blah, blah. And I've heard that argument several times.
It's so asinine.
It's so asinine, but also it's kind of like how in the 50s and 60s, once schools stopped forcing people to use their right hand, overnight, all these left-handed people started showing up.
I was going to talk about that.
As soon as it becomes acceptable, people actually do it.
They live their life.
People actually live their life the way that they want to and the way that they should. Like,
so there are two graphs, or a graph and a diagram, that I show anyone anytime this sort of subject comes up, because I think they're the two most important. One is the graph history of left-handedness, where you watch it decrease a lot and then go up a lot and then plateau. And it looks like it increased wildly, but it went from like 3% to 12% and never went above that. Because that's about how many left-handed people there just are statistically.
Yeah.
It's not suddenly everyone is. That's just left-handedness. The other one is that picture of a plane from World War II where they graphed where all the bullets hit the plane. Do you know this? Have you heard this?
Yes.
Caleb?
Yeah.
Okay. Listeners, real quick. It's a classic story. You've probably heard it. But in World War II, planes would come back and be filled with bullet holes. And so they were like, okay, we're getting shot in these locations. Let's reinforce them. And they realized as they reinforced where those bullet holes were, the same amount of planes kept coming back. Like they weren't saving any extra planes. And it wasn't until they realized that none of the planes were getting shot in these specific locations. And it occurred to them that if you got shot there, you didn't come back. And so when they reinforced those parts of the planes, they started having more planes survive their mission, that's survivorship bias. That's, I got spanked as a kid and turned out perfectly fine, so you should be able to hit your kid too. Like, it's the concept that if I went through something bad, anyone can and should. Or because I survived, anyone could survive. Like it's those. I keep those two in my phone because there are a lot of morons. Not morons. There are a lot of people that are misled, or confused, or hear the wrong talking point. That if you show them either of those two images, a lot just clicks into place for them really quickly. Like I value those two diagrams a lot.
Yeah.
It's like, why is everyone gay all of a sudden? This is probably the same number of gay people in general. It's just now they don't have to fear being murdered as much. Yeah. There's that many gays? Always has been.
Yeah.
That meme's my favorite.
Sadly though, there's still always going to be those people that like completely shut themselves off. Like I've seen so many evidences for like homosexuality in the Bible never being a sin, like them never being bad or seen or other than like rape and like sexual assault.
Yeah.
Like, but
there are a lot of compelling arguments for that.
Yeah. Like there's still so many people there's like, no, you're going to hell if you're gay. Sorry. It's not me. It's the big guy upstairs.
And it's funny because like it is funny how strongly people will hold to a thing like that of like, well, these couple passages that reference this, I'm going to trust this translation and this understanding over any other concept, versus like the Bible's full of, hey, don't be rich, give to the poor, protect immigrants, and they ignore it constantly. Like all over the place. Like one of my favorite chapters of the Bible is in like Isaiah 50 something, but it's basically God being like, hey, you know why I don't listen to your fasts and your prayers? Because you treat everyone like garbage. And like then it breaks down and it's like the prophet's like, you know what is valuable to God? And it's like protect the poor, help people in need, protect the immigrant, like just going down a list of like things that people would call social justice or woke. I'm like,
Yeah.
man, I don't
Jesus was
understand.
woke.
Jesus, if we have to apply terms like that, then yes, Jesus was woke. Yeah, it is astounding how much people, and us included, right? Like, let's not pretend that we are not products of our time and culture.
Yeah, for sure.
Like if any of us had been born 30 years earlier, there's a decent chance we could have had very different views. That's just how people work. So I don't want to pretend that like, oh, I see so far. Like, there are so many things I'm blind to because of what I am and where I was born and when. But some people really have no concept that their worldview is a product of something and not just the way things should be.
Yeah.
And that's scary.
Just like Halloween.
Ooh. So we are wrapping up Oktoberfest.
Rest in peace.
I'm gonna miss this month so bad.
Get ready for the next one, which is Caleb's Christmas Fest.
That's what I was gonna bring up. Do we want to create some kind of fun original name like Oktoberfest for the month of December to celebrate all of the things Caleb will guide us through, and then we'll give Samantha like Arbor Day or something, whatever she wants.
Arbor Day is pretty pog, yeah. You just watch Manchester by the Sea over and over again.
Arbor Day month.
We give Samantha February, and it's Samantha's Valentine's Fest.
Ooh.
Samantha celebrates the 4th of July for a whole month.
What about Caleb's Christmas carols?
Christmas Caleb's.
Christmas carols.
Carl's.
Ugh. Carols sounds weird. It feels weird in the mouth.
All right, here's the official name, because Cordell got to name Cordell's Oktoberfest, kind of. So here's what I'm going to go with.
And for sense of separation, we can't just have them all be fest, because that would be confusing.
Yeah, we need thematic distinctiveness.
Yeah.
Caleb Burley presents.
Oh.
Whoa, that felt powerful as you were saying it.
That was really good. I'm on the edge.
That was just the beginning too. Holy, yeah.
My cheeks are tingling. Let's do this.
Caleb Burley
presents the Christmas Bash and 31-day countdown to the new year.
That's long.
It is long, but here's the thing. When have I ever come up with a short title?
That's a fair point.
Yeah. So Caleb Burley presents the Christmas Bash and 31-day countdown to the new year.
What if we change 31-day to weekly? Because we're not going to be doing stuff
weekly
every
countdown
day,
to the new year. Yeah, I like weekly countdown to the new year.
Okay, but sorry to interrupt, Cordell.
Or just countdown to the new year. Like, it doesn't even
just
have
count.
to, like,
we can just say countdown to the new year.
So for the
Caleb
most part,
Burley's Christmas Bash and countdown to the new year.
So each episode will contain, and we will partake. That's what I was trying to say, in a Christmas Bash, as well as doing something fun to help count down to the next year of the world.
Yes. Now, you may ask, what is a Christmas Bash? Now, this won't happen till December, because I'm going to take all November to plan this out and map a course. We are going to watch, going through time, Christmas movies. First week, I'm going to go with the old classic, and then each week, we're going to get progressively newer.
Like Die Hard and Gremlins?
No. Like I'll Be Home for Christmas. Like Jingle All the Way.
Oh.
But here's I ain't going to bring anything that's not a banger.
Okay. I trust you.
Could we put on the board, though, Will Vinton's Claymation Christmas special?
That is up for consideration for sure.
Okay.
Now, like with Oktoberfest, we can always partake in unlisted activities. We must not just do Junk House mandated things. I'm going to watch Die Hard and Gremlins.
You can watch Die Hard. You can watch Gremlins.
And
you
Krampus.
You can watch Krampus. You can watch whatever you want. Here's the thing, though, is there are so many other Christmas activities.
Oh.
And let's face it, Olivia doesn't listen to this show. Does Emily listen to this show?
No.
Get ready for the weekly wife report, where we talk about the gifts we're getting for our wives.
Ooh, I thought you were going to say have them on.
I don't think they're home when we record.
Yeah, I don't think. Yeah, Olivia's at work by that point.
Are we gonna do another Secret Santa? In the least secretive way possible, because whoever you have, the other person has you.
Yeah.
The unsecret Santa.
The gift exchange.
Yeah, the gift exchange.
Yeah, the Junk House gift exchange. Come on down.
We will do that, but we will do a gift exchange. I will arrange it and message in the Junk House as to who has who. Last year, I had Cordell, Samantha had me, and Cordell had Samantha. So I will not do that order this year.
Then there is only one other possible order.
Yeah. So I will have Samantha. Samantha will have Cordell. Cordell will have Caleb.
Bada bing, bada boom, as they say.
Get ready for so many colossal dreadmaws.
Hey, I also got you Dan, to be fair. So
yeah, we still need to play that.
We still need to play Dan. But there's something we do every week. Feels like a little bit of Christmas every single week. And you know what that is? Christmas. It's we get to jam out to our opening and closing theme song, the one and only Psychobilly Freak Out by the Reverend Horton Heat off the album Smoke 'em If You Got 'em.
Smoke that Christmas bush if you got it.
Smoke that Christmas bush.
Also, if you could rate and review us on wherever you listen to this, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, those are the main two. We also have Pornhub. We do need to start posting the Junk House on Pornhub.
I really think so.
We do need to actually start publicizing our intense hot three-way porn.
Intense hot. Three sexy bitches talking about stuff. If you could also follow us on Twitter and TikTok. We got Junk House Pod on there. So check us out.
Well, that was good. That was good, friends. Just kidding. If you want to email us, you can email us at junkhousemailobox@gmail.com. Let us know what Christmas traditions you partake in. Since it is only going to be November when you're listening to this, let us know if there's any like Thanksgiving things you partake in.
Yeah, what's your favorite Thanksgiving song?
Yeah, I'm not a big Thanksgiving. Thank you. I don't like Thanksgiving much. I'm not a Thanksgiving fan.
I only like the only part about Thanksgiving.
I don't like turkey.
And the only part I like about Thanksgiving is getting together with my family. And you know when else I do that? Christmas.
But food.
Christmas, I get presents.
Yeah.
And as we say every week, but food. Were you going to say something else?
Well, no, that was just a little abrupt. That's chill with me. I'm okay with it.
Well, no, I kind of interrupted you to say that. So I didn't know if you were going to say something else.
Well, I was just ramping up to something, you know.
Are you doing something? Is this the end?
Are we ramping up to the end?
Well, I was going to ramp up to the end a little bit because I was talking about hey, if you want to email us, you can send us an email, and then I was going to say if you want to send us about Thanksgiving traditions, because I'm not a big fan of Thanksgiving, but
yeah,
I know some of you might be, and so they could send us emails about Thanksgiving, you know?
Yeah,
if they wanted, yeah,
and their family.
Okay, cool. We'll add it in post.
Yeah.
You know the when you do Oktoberfest and then it's over.
My face when it's over.
This isn't our best ending.
It's a psychobilly freakout!